Hi, I'm Kristinista Health, and I'm here to talk to you today about Smart Women Finish Rich by David Bach. So, I recently read this book called Smart Women Finish Rich by David Bach, and it's just such an excellent book for women in regards to financial health. So, I know it sounds odd that it's a book for women written by a man in regards to financial health, but I actually really enjoyed it. So he talks about the story of his grandmother growing up, how she started to teach him about buying stocks, and how even though she was just a plain working woman, she invested early on and throughout her life. And so she did finish rich, or at least well off, because of her good financial habits. And so she was really inspiring to him in regards to his financial health, and he ended up becoming a financial planner. And so he was really drawn to teach women in particular how to care for themselves financially. And I just thought it had some excellent pieces in the book. Well, first of all, it goes through every single aspect of your financial health: and insurance, health insurance, life insurance, investing, long-term care, like every single thing you could think of in regards to financial health. It teaches you all the nitty-gritty details. Now, I listened to it as an audiobook, which in my busy time of life right now, that was the best I could do. At least I read the book, but I would recommend having an actual copy, because there's a lot of nitty-gritty details that it would benefit you to actually have the book to look at. I've actually thought of buying the book not only for myself, but maybe handing it out to my favorite barista at the coffee shop, or handing it out to other people. I've recommended it to a lot of my girlfriends or family members that are girls, just because I think it is such an excellent book preparing you for the future. So I wish that I would have known this information when I was younger and just had these horizons opened up to me earlier in my life, that someone would have taken me apart and given me this book or taught me these things. I also liked that he said that women are actually often better investors than men. I thought that was a really cool point. He said that men tend to get antsy and they have to move on, and women can just be a little bit more dedicated to month after month do the thing that they know that they need to do according to their plan, and not have to shift around so many times, oh, let's try this or let's try this. And I've had I've tried to get into investing, and I've had some falls, which if you listen to my video on the growth mindset, I would often just say, I'm not good at this, let's stop. But you can actually grow, and you can become better at investing. So it's worth it to keep learning, keep trying, and keep growing in it. So I just thought it was I didn't agree with everything. So I guess the one point, so he just wrote this book recently called The Latte Factor. And it's all of these become a millionaire people are always well, if you just cut out your latte, that would be $5 you could put towards your retirement, and then you could become a millionaire. And, it's my husband and I don't really get that aspect, that it's okay, yes, I get it, that $5 can add up to 5 times 30, and then times however many weeks in the, it can add up, but what if your life was so abundant that you didn't have to worry about the cup of coffee? And I guess the other thing that kind of irritated me is he's okay, talking about how you can cut out your cup of coffee, but then on the other hand, he's well, why don't you hire somebody to clean your house or something? Because that's hours that you could be making more money instead of cleaning your house. And it's okay, you're asking me not to buy the cup of coffee, which I thoroughly enjoy, but then you're asking me to start subbing out parts of my household that maybe I do enjoy. I actually enjoy cooking. Maybe I don't enjoy cleaning, but I just have this thing where I'm I'm not sure I want to hire a cleaner. I don't want somebody in my house. But at any rate, so I didn't quite maybe agree with that aspect of the book, but I just thought it had so many excellent points in there, and just training you the basics that you just don't learn in school. You don't necessarily learn from your parents. I learned a lot of great things about financial health from my family, but there was a lot of things that they left out too. And so I just felt it was such a good basis. If you were a young person reading this book, Just so many great aspects to it. So I hope you'll check out the book. Again, Smart Women Finish Rich by David Bach. Thank you and have a great day.